Well, hello everybody and welcome back. My name is Joel and this is A Stable Life. All of the horses are in because we have Gavin here helping us. It's exciting. We're happy to have him here as an extra source of help for today. Are you ready for the day's work? Today is an exciting day. We're gonna be doing a lot of talking about the hay barn, guys. I know this is a video you have been wanting for a long time, but before we get to all that, it is awesome that Gavin has the horses in. He is working on daily care. We have Leia. We're gonna have my dad. We're gonna have my mom. We're gonna have my wife, and of course myself in this video. There's a lot going on. But to start, I have a problem with my quick hitch. You see this? We actually got, and this is designed and ready for tractor equipment. This I got on Amazon, which means that the specs for quick hitches aren't exact. And we've got a little bit of a problem on this little guy right here. I actually have to grind maybe a millimeter off of the metal here just so that it will fit on this quick hitch. Because right now it's not quick at all. In fact, I have to take the quick hitch off to mount that on. So we're gonna take care of that first, and then we gotta get hay for the horses. So we need to hop to it. In case you're curious, the part is still on the way for the multi-lander wagon. See? Shouldn't be able to do that. But happy that they handled that so nicely, and it wasn't an issue with the rest of them. So I think that was the first tire I put on, and I just didn't want to over tighten the lugs, so I under tightened them, and now I'm suffering the consequences. So good stuff there, huh? So what I need to do is grind. You can see where the paint was rubbing here. This little piece off, just enough that it can actually slide on here. I mean, it was not a lot, so we're gonna grind it a little bit, then try it, and we'll keep doing that until it fits. What are the odds that little bit did it? Oh, it worked! Yay! I didn't think that would be all I needed to do, but it was. Yeah, that's perfect. Okay, that's done. Boom. All right, there we go. Now everything's working. I readjusted that. I think that that thing that I got in will be able to work on this. I just have to adjust it on that one. And then hopefully I won't have to do any adjustments anymore. And then it's just a matter of when we get a new piece in, we just do a little bit of fine tuning and it's good. Slight angle so the bale doesn't slide off, but sweet. All right, let's take it for a test ride. Boy, there's a lot more stuff in here since last time I was in here. Let's grab this bale here. I think we're gonna be taking either 2 or 3 round bales today. I honestly should call Gavin and figure out if I need a third one or not. Just take this one, put it right in front of the small square baler. There we go. Just that little bit of time, look at how much moisture it's sucked in. It's crazy. Okay, bale number 2. Oh, that worked great. Yeah, very nice. We got hay taken out, and due to the amount of hay that was in the hay feeder, we're only putting out 1 round bale today. So the other one we're gonna save until Thursday. How did feeding go this morning so far, Gavin?
It's pretty good so far.
So far, good. And daily care? Anything crazy going on?
No.
What he meant to say was we're doing a lot of hoof care, a lot going in with that, but you know, we are getting into fall, so that kind of is something that's happening a lot more as we are approaching the wet season. Like example here, we've got Champ, who's working on some thrush. And what do we do to treat that?
Put some of that no thrush powder right there. Put that on the infected area, and that works its work. And we also put Corona ointment.
So there's little things like that that's happening all over. Of course, we've got our fly masks and our fly sprays, but it's time to get these horses out and show you guys that what's going on with the hay barn. How come I see you doing the same thing every Tuesday?
Because I do the same thing every Tuesday.
I guess I kind of do the same thing every Tuesday. What about you, Gavin? Do you do the same thing every Tuesday?
Actually, no. This Tuesday is pretty different from my normal Tuesday.
What about you, Callie? Do you do the same thing every Tuesday?
No, I'm okay.
Well, there you go. Megan and I, routine. Gavin and Callie, living on the edge. Well, guys, we've got the truck inside the big field. There's all the horses. And look at this. None of this was here before. This is looking all kinds of interesting. So to give you the background in regards to why this is even here, my mom and dad actually worked pretty hard at putting all this together and did some stuff, and they took the camera along with them. So you guys get to enjoy the ride.
Hey everybody, so you're hanging out with me and Dawn today. I know the first thing you're thinking, where did my beard go? I messed up trimming it, shaved it off, starting new. So can worry about that another time. So give me about a month and a half, it'll be back. We'll be all right. In the meantime, respect the fallen soldier. All right, so right now, Don and I are looking for a casino's muzzle. He's figured out how to get it off when he's out here. Food is very important to casino, as you know. So we'll drive around, we'll see if we can find it. In the meantime, Dawn, what are we doing down here today?
I think we're going to put our fence up to kind of keep the horses out of our build site.
Yep, so we're going to try and figure out just exactly where is the building going, and we're going to fence it off so that the horses aren't disturbing the construction site. The tools and the lumber and the material and everything down here, we don't want the horses pawing at it, digging at it, chewing on it, getting into things. And we know of one particular horse that will do that.
RJ. Don't want anybody getting hurt either, so.
Yeah, there's always that. Safety, you know, that's you know, last thing on the list, safety. Top thing on the list. So where exactly is our building going here?
Right here. This end is going to be the end where Joel parks his equipment.
Which way is the 100-foot going?
This way.
100 foot this way.
This will be where the garage door goes, and then that end over there is going to be where the horse hay feeder and run-in shed
Okay.
will be, and then the hay will be in the middle.
All right, so it's 100 foot, 30 foot, 16 foot.
Yep.
We basically need to measure 100 foot, and then the fence would go outside the 100 foot.
Yeah, we want to give ourselves plenty of room so that we can drive around and yet the horses can't get into things.
All right, so we're gonna get what we need out. Probably the first thing we need is the measuring tape, the 100 footer, just so that we have at least a marker as to where it's gonna go.
Do 100 feet and then we know where our most level plot of the ground is. Which end do you want to be at?
You take the 100 foot part, I'll just hold it. So you just tell me where you want me to start, or where you want me to hold it at.
We don't want it too close to this ditch up here. You go that way.
All right.
You're 46.
Yeah, that's what I thought. This should be about, is that 70?
73.
Oh, am I good? Am I good? That's probably about 80, yep. 85, 90, 94, 96, 97, 98.
How's that look?
And you're 100 foot up to where the tape's at the end here, right? Yep, 100 foot. Okay. Okay. All right, so that's the general footprint. So new development. I have this side pocket in my jeans, and I always put my phone in it. And I'm pretty sure it fell out while we were riding the four-wheeler back here. So now I'm walking looking for my phone. So we're now missing Casino's muzzle and my phone. And I'll be honest with you, I'm not really so sure I'm gonna be able to find it. So if you guys see a Google Pixel laying around, it's mine. So I just walked all the way back to the stable to look for it. Dawn ringing it, didn't hear it. I have a sneaky suspicion that just maybe while I was getting off the four-wheeler, I had to lift my leg up to get over the seat. And it was my right leg, which is where the pocket's at. So maybe it's laying next to the quad. And if that's the case, then I just went for a long walk for nothing. You didn't hear it ringing? I was kind of hoping that maybe when I lifted my leg to get off the quad, it fell off. But no. All right, worry about it later. I don't think you need much more room. That's probably enough.
That's enough?
I think so.
So I'm kind of just lining it up with the tree, and I'm thinking that's good enough. This will be our one corner.
What? What's the matter?
Honey, just let the donkeys out.
How to let the donkeys out?
How indeed? You opened the gate.
Uh-oh.
Now what?
How do we get them back?
Yeah. How do we get them back?
Just walk to the gate and they'll go right.
Oh, they saved your butt. Go ahead, you go in the barn. Alright, I gotta let them sort it out because this door has to get closed.
Don't you love it when people help?
Yup.
I don't feed very often.
Seeing if you can find that muzzle.
What muzzle?
Fat boy's muzzle. To check the kind of this upper section, so maybe down in that hole. He likes that spot over there where the tree at the corner is because there's apples, and down in that creek area is where he goes first.
All right, let's see if we can find this muzzle. Let's go over here first. There it is. Found it. That was easy. Got it. Okay, found muzzle. Buster. So you might be wondering what happened after you saw us walking around with the white stakes trying to lay out the ground. I have the answer for you. The battery went dead and we were very far from the barn and we didn't know or remember where the batteries were at. So we didn't go back to get them and thus the camera died and we just continued on work. But I will update you as to what had happened while we were working. So this is what we've got laid out. Originally, it was supposed to be 100 foot this way. But when we used the transit off of this point, which would be, if it's 100 foot that way, the front of the building where Joel would be entering with the equipment would be on that side. So that's this would be, I don't know how you want to put it, but left side of the building. And that's the right side of the building. This would be the south side, that's the north side. And this would be west and that's east. So shooting the transit from here, north-south, the ground drops about 12 feet. Yeah, serious drop, maybe even a little bit more than that. We were shooting the transit from up here and we were 4 foot above where the transit was at and we were shooting level, and level ended up way, like almost where the metal gate is on the other side across to the trees. So that's how much ground would have needed to have come out of here to go down that way to build it up. That was way too much. So we decided, let's try turning the building. Instead of 100 foot north-south, let's do 100 foot east-west. The ground drops off still quite a bit down there, so we decided to move it up a little bit more. So you'll see 3 markers out there, 1, 2, 3. So 30 foot from that marker to that marker, 30 foot from that marker to that marker. At first we thought maybe the footprint should go down the hill more. That seems to be our best bet because the most level spot in this pasture is from that white post, that orange marker there, to that marker right there. That is the most level spot in this entire pasture. So it looks like the barn would be better off going this way here. We tried here, but this is a little too high on the top corner. So we're thinking this is probably the best spot to go from here down this way. 100 foot east-west instead of north-south. That's what it's looking like right now. We will do another video and it'll include the transit so you can see us doing some of the more of the groundwork, trying to figure out where the barn goes, and Joel will be involved in that. So a little bit better recording probably, rather than just somebody staring at the camera and talking. So I'm sorry I wasn't able to get the transit work done, but you'll see it again. So now I'm gonna head back to the barn and Don will be getting ready to let the horses out. What is this? Velcro, probably part of a sheet. Ooh, I know what it is. What horse has the most pink on it around here? If you guessed George, you'd be right. So that's probably something that goes on George. I wanted to show you guys something else. Here's all the hay. You'll notice as the hay goes, you'll notice little areas where there's like spots eaten out. Guess who this was? This was Casino. The reason I know that is because what he does is he sticks his nose into the hay, and as he starts to fall asleep, he just eats in spot, and he eats a hole into the hay, and that's a Casino mark. We got horses coming out, so we'll head up to them as they come down. Hey George, you dropped us. RJ. And there's Fire. Fire's quite a bit higher than us. Aren't you, Fire? Aren't you? What are you doing sticking your ear in the bucket? Everybody's pretty content today. It is around 74 degrees. That was the high temperature for today. So that's, what is that, 23 degrees Celsius? What's up?
Go by this ribbon and that ribbon out there, that is 100 feet between us.
Okay.
It's level.
Okay.
This line is level. You wouldn't have to.
So that right there, you could do 100 feet, putting posts straight in, and it would be the same height on each side.
Yep.
Well, hey, that's nice. That is the only level spot in this area, though, right?
This would be your barn. This one, I believe you had to 2 feet. You have to take off of that corner.
2 feet. Yeah, that's not bad at all. Well, 2 feet, I could do that with my tractor.
Well, that's what we were thinking.
Okay. So that's a completely, you know, we were planning on going this way, having this side open for the horses to come in and out of, and this side being where I come in and out of with the tractor. But switching it this way, tractor on this side?
I was thinking you would probably want your tractor on this side.
Because this is the side that's going to have the door. So the most of our storm systems come in from the west and from the north.
You feel the wind, it's coming from this direction right now.
Yes, it is.
How do you feel about the barn going in this direction?
Doesn't bother me at all.
Now, the downsides we could see, you do have a downward projector of rain.
And you don't want the water running downhill underneath our hay and then continuing on through. I have an idea.
You do have a diagram?
I have an idea. If you remember, right where my truck is, we're already planning on doing a road coming all the way up to where this truck is, and then there's a pipe that's going in here to keep the water from going to our hay barn. And then the road's gonna continue this way. So the plan originally, you guys are just learning this now, Mom and I talked about this already, was to run the road right down like this, on an angle, turn left and continue straight that way like a circle, so that the wagons with round bales can get pulled up the hill, come over here, get unloaded, and continue down. I don't see any reason why that needs to change at all, because we're gonna have the barn here. This is the opening, this is the post. That gives me a lot of room to come in with the tractor and go into the barn and out. This tree is gonna be gone. That tree won't be there. None of this brush will be here. So I think that'll be good. I don't think that's a problem.
What are you doing? Lovey, what are you doing?
Champ, do not bite my truck. Do not do it. Don't bite my truck, Champ.
Good girl.
Good girl, good girl.
Good girl, come. Good job, Leia.
That's
You
her
did
job.
good.
She's the truck protector. Well done. Give me up top. Give me up top. Let's go. Come here. Come here. Give me up top. Yeah, let's go. Good girl. Now, here's some new information that you guys probably didn't know about, because they didn't know this barn had multiple purposes. Everyone thinks this barn is just for hay. So what are we talking about with hay barn, horses coming in? Why are we letting the horses into a hay barn? That sounds like a surefire way to run out of hay in the spring.
Well, when Joel and I started talking about this project, was how long ago did we start? Almost 3 years ago? So the more time you give me, the more creative I get. So we started with just building a hay barn. Then we were building a hay barn, and while Joel was thinking of a place for his equipment, I was thinking of a run-in for the horses. And then it went from hay barn with equipment storage, a run-in for the horses. Well, if we're gonna put a run-in for the horses in the hay barn, we might as well put a hay feeder in the hay barn. So now it's a hay barn, hay feeder, run-in shed, storage equipment shed, all in one.
Yes.
Because I can't help myself. And we better build it now, because I'm probably going to build, I don't know, maybe apartments on the top. So we really better just kind of build it.
So yes, there's a lot to it, and you guys might be wondering, seeing all that giant storage of hay out there, will the barn be big enough to hold all the hay? The math says it will. According to the math, not only will it be able to hold all of our hay that we have stored, but it gives the horses 20 feet at the end of the barn for them to come into the barn, just like that structure up there, and get out of the weather, out of the rain, out of the wind, and they can eat. So you will see this design as we're putting it together. I'm not going to explain it to you now because it's probably not going to make sense. But this side, garage door and human door, this is going to be where the equipment is going to be put, and the area where all the tractors are going to be coming in and out for hay. That side is going to be open, completely open, and the horses will have access to come and go as they choose. That side will be closed off, similar to that feeder, meaning the horses can come in and eat, do their business inside the barn, leave. I can come in, scoop up all the manure, and then take it over to our manure pile. This is a huge undertaking. As you can see, we're going to have to do some leveling and grading of the soil. We're going to have to, of course, build the actual barn. We got to make sure that we have all of our measurements correctly for the hay barn and also the hay feeder. And in case you're curious, we are not hiring anybody to do any of this. We do have friends that have offered and volunteered to help. So you guys are probably going to see Gavin, of course, my mom, my dad, and I. Megan will probably be here, you know, a time or two, or the entire thing. It all depends on cookies. So this is going to be quite the ordeal. Are you ready?
Yeah, Dad and I are going to be ready to do this if we survive it. It'll be nice to enjoy this beautiful barn that we're building. If not, you know, we're glad we've done it for you.
Well, thanks. That is a self-sacrificing spirit. My word. Okay. Man, I hope you guys are excited, because I know we are. So a big thank you to my parents for taking the camera with them. We are planning on recording everything about our journey here with the hay barn. So that means that there's going to be a lot of narrators that are going to be taking you guys along for the ride other than just me, which I think is very exciting. And in case it wasn't answered, the reason why there even is a perimeter of fence around, it's because we don't want the horses walking through, one, an active construction zone, and two, messing up and moving all of our marking flags, markers, and markings. So right now, it's not as necessary, but as the construction site starts to really develop, that fence is going to be very important. We're actually gonna have to move that because of the fact that we're now changing where the building is going. But that'll be for the next video and the next day, because we still have to do some more work to make sure where we are putting the hay barn is the best place for it. That being said, this is the first video in our hay barn series, and most of what this video is all about is just figuring out where's the flattest plot of land in this giant wavy pasture. I want to answer a few brief questions. Firstly, why is the hay barn going in the horse pasture? The answer is because that is the property we have to work with. Outside of the horse pasture is all veggie boys. Now, we could put the hay barn over there, but then it would be in the cow pasture, and now it would be a problem for getting in and out with the cows. And secondly, if we put it anywhere else, it's going to take up a field, whereas here, the hay is right with the horses, and the hay is on the property for the actual horse stable. So that answers that. Second question, why aren't we putting it further up? Maybe in this pasture here, or maybe right next to the horse stable, or along the road. The answer is there's really no area that's flat that we can easily develop without sacrificing a lot. For instance, we could put the hay barn up on top there where the concrete is, but that means we no longer have any parking at all, and we don't want concrete underneath the barn. So that's a no there. We don't want to get rid of our riding arena, so that's a no for that. As for the middle field, we could put it in the middle field, but the middle field doesn't have any flat ground. It's a slow, gentle slant down, which did pose a lot of issues when we were building our middle field hay feeder. So just wanted to answer a few of those because I figure some are going to be wanting to know the answer to those questions. This is a soft start to the hay barn series. I'm really more excited when we get to the point where we actually can start taking some dirt and moving it, putting some poles into the ground. We're on our way. The construction materials are ordered. In fact, we just got notified from our supplier that almost everything is together. Tomorrow, we should figure out an actual delivery date as to when all of that is arriving. And once I know, you guys will know. We only have, I think, one more day of site work to do down there, and then the fence is going to be finalized. Then it's a matter of getting started on the grading, the land work. Oh my goodness, this is going to be quite the ordeal. And you guys are along for the ride. That's not the only thing that we did today, though. Even though the main focus of this video is the hay barn, we do have some more things going on, such as dragging the arena. I haven't gotten to drag it and level it off since Debbie was here, so. We got grass growing. It just, no, we can't stand for this. We gotta get this taken care of. Okay, well that is the first pass. Honestly, it really did a good job of leveling the ground out. The only problem is that this grass right here is pretty well rooted in. So I'm gonna go over it another time going the opposite direction. Might be able to pull more grass out of it. Right, Scoots? But definitely looks a lot better. All right, time for round 2. A while back, I asked you guys how you wanted the hay barn videos to come to you. So right now, it's happening on a day that I normally would record, basically just included in part of the week. But as we move forward, I'm gonna be working at the stable 4, 5, 6, maybe even 7 days a week. And because of that, that means that there's gonna be way more videos produced than we're currently putting out. As it is, we're already about 2 weeks ahead on our videos, and we are putting out 3 constant videos a week. And we really don't want to put out too much more than 3 videos a week. I don't want to overwhelm you guys with content. So if we got a lot of content for the hay barn, then those videos will be shelved for later weeks. But don't worry, it's not like I'm going to hold on to it forever and you aren't getting it. I will make sure you guys are getting a minimum of 1 hay barn video a week. And if that means that for a few weeks we will be upping it to 4 videos a week, then that may be what we need to do. That being said, I'm not gonna overwhelm you guys. It's not gonna be too much. One thing rang true from the comment section, and that was you guys do not want me to hold the hay barn videos and release it at a steady pace after the barn's done. So I will not be doing that. It will be coming out as we are building it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I know you guys are as excited as we are, and it's crazy to think that we finally arrived. All right, now it is time for our question of the day, and we're gonna be answering questions from the video. I wasn't prepared for this. Man, you guys are just so generous. I'm just looking through a couple of comments. Anyway, here's a big one. We got one from BJ Harrison. I think I've answered one of yours before, 4460. Can horses eat haylage like cows eat corn silage? No, horses have a real problem with gas. So you don't want to feed them anything that is going to create a lot of gas in their digestive system. And haylage would be one of those things. So we only feed them dry hay. Would be pretty neat if we could, but sadly we can't. And that's why we have to make sure that the bales aren't wet, because if the bales are wet and then they're fed it wet, it could potentially produce a lot of gas in their system, leading them to colic. Here we go, got one from user WL2GD5KG8K. Gotta love those computer pick names. Why did we pick Casino for Taylor to ride? Simple answer, Casino is just so nice and kind to his rider. He really doesn't care if the person that's on his back knows how to ride him. Unlike this guy, Spitfire is a bit of a snob. He wants someone that's on him that knows what they're doing, and if they don't, he wants them off as soon as possible. So that's why we didn't think it was good for Taylor to learn how to trot on Spitfire, nor Megan. If you guys noticed, Megan was actually kind of going around and trotting on Casino as well. So Casino's more of a beginner horse helping people to learn. Spitfire is more of the kind of horse that you ride once you know how to ride and you really want to kind of put your knowledge to the test. Another horse that we could have used is Argento, but the problem with Argento is he's very mischievous and he's a bit of a bull when it comes to moving him and getting him to do things. Since Taylor's new at riding horses, wasn't really a good pick. So there's your answer. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed. It's officially here, guys. We've arrived. Make sure you hit that like button. Of course, if you're not subscribed, make sure you check to be subscribed because we've got a crazy road ahead of us. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. Thank you. Right, Casino? Don't get rid of that R8 guy. Stop it!
Did you guys mark it with spray paint or spray paint? Orange or blue or white?
Or green or yellow.
No, what color? Do you remember what color you used? Smart aleck. Rocks. In this area? You gotta be kidding me.
Ooh! Get me another one.
We don't like that one. That one was no bueno. So, mental note, if you're thinking about using these as a fence for your backyard to keep your horses in, don't. Round 2. Gentle. Like you're kissing your sister.
What?
Edit! Wasn't that on Madagascar?
I'm confused.
Ow. How does Joel do this holding the camera? Oh, yeah. What do I do with this?
Smooth out the eyebrows.
What's wrong with my eyebrows? You might be thinking, Joel's dad's crazy. And you would be correct.